Okay, today I work 8 to 3:30, and I guess my husband and I were talking, and he's still pretty mad at me for buying that one shopping cart. Not the one I've been talking about, that other one I bought so many weeks ago. Because he's like, oh, that don't do you any good. And I'm like, it was your idea too. But then, of course, typical man thing, he denies it. But the way it sounds, he would be pretty mad at me if I bring home that one from the 70s, if Shopko would allow me to get it. And let's put it this way, with that said, but with some of the customers, they don't realize we're not being rude. Sometimes we're under a lot of stress, like I said, and we're trying to legitimately follow rules so we don't get written up or in trouble by our employer, and I know customers don't realize this, but the rails and shopping carts at Menards, they do not steer straight. Sometimes the wheels stick on them rails and shopping carts, and I have a time trying to move them, and they rattle and clunk so loud you can't hear over them. So what I always recommend to customers, and I wish they would listen to this, is don't tap anyone on the shoulder, because like with me, I got a pinched nerve in my right arm, and my right shoulder usually hurts really bad, and I ain't gonna feel it. And if you did tap me in the shoulder, you're just gonna spook me, and I'm gonna run. Because I'll tell you FYI, because when Sears trained me, when I worked there, they warned us, if someone comes in there with a weapon or a gun, you run and hide. Yeah. So, and they actually wanted us to attack them. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you like this. I do have hearing trouble, and it's like, just kind of be patient, we gotta do our job, and what Menards tells us is to bring all the carts, fill the main part and lawn and garden up with carts, and get plumbing, the paint department, and the lumber area, building materials, and lawn and garden enough rails. They don't tell us that we have to give any carts or rails to customers. Even in Menards rules, which, and this is the truth, if you go to Alaska Menards, they will not beg for you. No. So, you go to that Menards, you gotta bag it yourself. And that's the thing. Like with the Menards, if they leave me out here and then all of a sudden gets busy and they have Dan and Michael not out here helping me and they have them both on the register, not only am I going to be experiencing a panic attack, I'm going to be under a whole lot of stress because they're going to want me to do all the carryouts, even though a lot of the carryouts I can't lift at all. And they're going to want me to get all the carts in, and sometimes I have to make a choice and just bring in the regular carts and leave the rails pile up. Because I can't keep up on my own. I can't push no more than 6 carts. Due to that, my right shoulder is bad. Now, and that's something, people don't realize. And, like I said, I think yesterday my husband said there was the Eau Claire Marathon going on. Maybe that's what made it so busy Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. Alright, like I was saying this morning was, before I started work, I don't know if I'll be getting that 1970s Shopko shopping cart, and I don't know if they would allow me to get it. But, and then today, I guess, the Marine Credit Union banker at Chippewa Falls, after I went and put an inquiry for questions on their website, I asked them in person. They said, "We do not do WIDA loans." It was a lady that told me this, of course, at the Chippewa Falls branch of Marine Credit Union that used to have been Old National Bank. Well, then the guy called me that was from La Crosse. And he said, "Oh, by the way, yes, we do WIDA loans. And who told you we didn't?" And I'm like, I don't remember her name. So, I hope I didn't get a banker in trouble. I know it's through the same branch, though, but still. But yeah. So, now with, tomorrow, like I said, probably before I go to Shackle, I want to go put my tools finally in my Craftsman toolbox I gotten before Sears totally had closed down in November. And there's sometimes I wish they were still going, but the thing is, eventually they would have closed that location anyway. It's a sad thing to say, though. Yes, I don't like my job at Menards, but, there isn't really much I can do. So, the big thing I'm looking at trying to do is, so, I still don't know how my brother even gotten money for closing. All I could think of, because he did sort of said that he wants to dump his girlfriend, now his fiance, Shamila Antos. He didn't propose to her, it was her. He's saying he wants to dump her, he's been for years, for some waitress that's been serving them that works at Denny's. And I'm like, I don't know what color skin or what this waitress looks like or hair color or anything. All as I know from what I overheard my brother telling his drinking buddy on the phone when he complains about Shamla, and yes, our parents and family have no idea that he complains about her. He just complains to his drinking buddies about her when she ain't around. And he calls her a bitch, a hog, a pig. Yeah, and he says he wants nothing to do with Shamla Antos, and he wants to dump her, leave her for another woman. But he talks a lot about that waitress that works at Denny's, and he talks a lot about Jaime's girlfriend, and he did admit to his drinking buddy on the phone that Jaime's girlfriend knows that he has a girlfriend, and he lets her still flirt with him, and it's like, and you know that girl has a boyfriend already. It don't sound like she's loyal to any guy, really. I would just avoid Jaime's girlfriend, block her on Facebook, block her phone number, and don't even bother talking to her, don't even give her the time of day. You know, that's what I would tell my brother, you know. Because it's like, you do know that when Shama finds out, she's either going to dump you and cancel the wedding now, or it's going to end in a divorce, which would cost you a lot of money. And since you got in that house through a weed loan, is what I would tell him. Arnie said it's harder to sell a house that you got with a weed loan. And I don't know how you're going to, you know, because you'll wind up selling that house. And I guess my mom blurted out that Kevin and Shamla's name is on that house loan. And I'm like, this isn't good. Because, you know, when she finds out that he's been talking about two other women and calling her names behind closed doors, she's going to want him out of that house. I mean, it's going to end bad for him, but, you know, I can't really tell him that, you know, he does have to learn on his own. I mean, you know, there's some things, like I said, I wish I would have taped, when I heard him doing all this and telling me and telling his drinking buddy on the phone all this. Now, if I would have had that videotape proof, he would just deny it, really. Or that he would say, oh, I was drunk saying that. And, you know, right there would be the proof, and she would not trust him. I'll tell you that right now. The trust would be gone.